Hi, my name is Shayna, and this is Success in Seconds. So this is part of the video series on tackling procrastination. In this one and the next one, we're going to be talking about 5 strategies for shrinking tasks down to size. And this one, we're going to talk about some 3 tips that can help you go from a place of, ugh, like, I don't even want to think about this, to a place of, okay, I could try at least doing some of this task. So, the reason that we're focusing on shrinking tasks down to size is it can really be a big trigger for procrastination when you feel like there's just too much. It's too hard, too stressful, just too many things that have piled up. And so the thought of getting started just feels gross. So, if we can take that thing that's feeling really, really big and heavy and impossible and break it down into a small little piece, it's a lot more manageable. And then a lot of the time we can work with that a lot easier. So the first tip is to start with the smallest possible step. I love this one for anything that just feels like, I don't want to touch this. I don't think I can commit to doing this whole thing. That's okay. I don't have to commit to doing the whole thing to start on it. So I like to choose something that's so small, I would feel just, ridiculous if I didn't do it. So maybe it's just, I'm going to open up this assignment. I'm going to write one sentence. I'm going to just put my workout clothes on and then, see what happens. And a lot of the time, once I've got, my workout clothes on, I'm like, oh, I may as well walk to the gym and then maybe I'll do a workout. But it makes it a lot easier to get going. The next tip is to try setting time limits for yourself. So this also helps with, when we just don't want to commit to doing the whole task because that feels like too much. Say, okay, I'll set a timer. I'm just going to, read this dry textbook for 5 minutes and see what happens. Maybe I can keep going at the end, but if not, I don't have to. And I can kind of use that trick to get myself started a lot of the time. It's also important to take regular breaks and plan them so you have them to look forward to. Maybe that's at the end of, a section of a task. Maybe it's at the end of a specific time. But make sure those breaks stay under control. You don't want to have a 2-hour break, but 5 or 10 minutes. So a timer that alternates between work and break time can be really helpful. There's a system called Pomodoro where people do about 25 minutes of work and then a 5 or 10-minute break. There's apps that use that called like Tomato Timer or an app called Be Focused and a whole bunch of others. So if you're interested in trying those out, those can be really great resources. The last piece is trying to build your momentum and maintain it. So if you're struggling to just get started at all, maybe don't start with the task that feels like it's just the worst. Try to start on something that feels a little bit easier to tackle, and then use that to kind of build yourself some momentum, get going, and transition straight into a harder task. It's also really important to pace yourself. So, if you hadn't been to the gym for a long time, you wouldn't just go and do the hardest workout you could, because that would not be sustainable and you'd be setting yourself up for failure. So same thing, if you've been going through a period where you're just struggling to get any work done, don't say, okay, I'm going to work all day tomorrow. Say, I'm going to try working for maybe an hour in the morning and then 2 hours in the afternoon, right? Make it feel approachable so that you can build it up sustainably. And along a similar theme, it's really great if you've got a particularly boring, hard, daunting task to break it up. Use intervals. So do maybe one section of that task and then take a break and do a lighter task and then come back to the heavier one in a bit. That can really help you to not get totally thrown off by a really rough task.